So if you're one of those channels that don't need to edit your thumbnail, you literally just take a screen grab from one of the keyframes in your video, upload it, post, and still get people to click on your video, because some of us out here need all the help we can get. So if you're a small channel and you need help with creating thumbnails that people will click, thumbnails that look crisp, clean, and attractive enough to click on, get views, and grow your channel, then you have clicked on the right video. I'm going to show you how I make my thumbnails look clean and professional, and they do help me get clicks. I don't believe my channel would have grown as much as it has without me doing my thumbnails like this. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but if you do want to know how I get my thumbnails to look like this, and this, then keep on watching and let's get straight into the video. Okay, step number one. So when I'm filming, I usually do vision first. What does this mean? Basically, I plan out and think of how I want my thumbnail to look before I even sit down to film a video. So for example, with this video, as you can see, I'm holding 3 fingers up, and prior to filming, I already knew that my content was going to be talking about 3 specific things. So naturally, I decided to pose while holding 3 fingers up. So if you don't think about the vision of your video as a whole before you sit down and film, you might miss out on creating a really good and effective thumbnail that will represent what the content in your video is about. So I think people clicked on this thumbnail because I'm holding my 3 fingers up, and naturally people will wonder what those 3 specific things are and they will click. So think about your vision first, sit down, plan your videos. Even if it's 5 minutes, just think about what you want your thumbnail to look like. And when you sit down and start posing for your thumbnail, you will know exactly what to do and just get straight into it. With that being said, that leads me on to step number 2, which is posing while filming. So personally for me, talking on camera takes a very long time. It looks all nice and seamless because I've edited everything out, but talking for me is a task. Like, I always stutter over my words and stammer. If you notice, there's probably a lot of jump cuts because I'm literally cutting out all the parts that I've messed up, and it takes a lot of energy. It takes me about 1 hour to film a video that might be 13 minutes long. So that should tell you everything. And I'm saying that to say, when you sit down to film, start by posing for your thumbnail, get it out of the way. If filming takes a lot of your energy, you want to do your thumbnail in the beginning to get it out of the way when you're full of energy. Personally, for me, my makeup looks fresh when I have just sat down to film. The lighting and everything can kind of sweat down your face and make you not look as fresh when you're filming. So do your thumbnail first, get it out of the way, and you're less likely to forget and actually put in time and effort into creating a really nice thumbnail. You don't want to get to the end of filming and then realize you haven't posed for a thumbnail and then start scrambling around to create a last minute thumbnail, which won't be as good as when you put in effort in the beginning. So here is an example of me posing just before I start filming when I am full of energy and my makeup is still fresh. I'm posing to get my thumbnail shot. As you can see, I'm holding 4 fingers up a lot because I planned ahead and I already knew that in the video I'm going to be talking about 4 specific things, so I knew how I wanted my thumbnail to look. So step number 3 is screenshot while you are editing. It's time to turn these video poses into photos. So personally, what I like to do is upload my footage onto my editing app. I like to use iMovie and CapCut for my editing. So first I upload my footage onto iMovie, and then I will scroll through my footage really slowly, going through every single frame and picking out the best pose that I think will be suitable for my thumbnail. I like to pick between 10 and 20, honestly, or if I have a really good session, then I probably only need 4 to 6 pictures, but choose a variety of good poses that you think will be good for your thumbnail and screenshot them. I like to screenshot on my laptop, so I use a MacBook. So I just make it full screen, pause the video, and press Shift, Command, and 5 at the same time, and that will bring up the screenshot screen, and I will take screenshots of my video and send them to my phone because I like to edit my thumbnails on my phone. Step number 4, editing your photo. So I like to use 2 apps when editing my photo. That is the Photos app, which comes with my camera already, and a photo editing app called Peachy. Now, disclaimer, I do edit my photos because I feel like it makes my thumbnails richer, crisp, clean, and clear. But if editing is not your thing, then you can totally skip this step. But for those of you who are interested in how I actually edit my thumbnails, then this is part of the process. So I will insert a quick walkthrough of how I edit my photo. Okay guys, these are the pictures that I've saved to my camera roll that I have screenshotted from my editing app iMovie. So I'm going through them and picking the ones I like. I usually like to favorite them and then I'll go through and delete the ones I don't like. But today was pretty easy. I liked this one. So let's get straight into editing. When editing, I literally just press auto. So it auto edits and then I will go through the different settings and adjust them until I kind of like the way my picture is looking. I don't have any specific settings that I set or numbers. I literally just scroll through and see whatever I think makes the picture look good, because some pictures react differently to other pictures, so I don't have any specific settings. Once I am happy with that, I go into the app Peachy to really get started with my editing. Like I mentioned before, you can totally skip this step, but I do believe this editing is what makes my thumbnails look extra crisp. So I don't really do too much, honestly. I just like to darken like my eyes, my eyelashes, my eyebrows, and I like to darken my hair and then go into the whites of my eyes and make those a bit brighter. Basically just enhancing everything in the picture, not doing too much. And if you are going to use an app like this, I'd recommend you really zoom in when you're tweaking, let's say your eyes, lips, nose, whatever it is, so that you make the edit as precise as possible. And then when you zoom out, keep checking to make sure everything is looking good. So this is the before and after. Like I said, it's not too dramatic. Step number 5 is removing the background from your photo. I have been using the app Eraser for years now. It's literally the first app I just downloaded when I was trying to edit my thumbnails. I didn't really do much research on background remover apps, so I don't know if there are better options out there, but for now, I'm pretty much happy with this app. And I use this to cut myself out. So like my outline, I use this app to remove myself from the background, which will go into editing the photo later. If you have an iPhone, I do believe one of the latest updates is that you can hold down a picture and it will actually automatically cut out a figure or a person from the picture, but it's not always accurate. So I would recommend you find an app or use the same app as I do, but find an app that can remove the background from your pictures. Step number 6 is putting it all together. I like to do this on the app Canva. Of course, there are many other graphic design editing apps out there, but I'm pretty sure we all know and love Canva. It's super user friendly, so I've been using Canva for a long time and I just find it to be the easiest app to use. Once you have your photos ready, you can go into Canva and start a new project. Of course, there are different types of templates you can use on Canva. Feel free to use any of those if you like, but for me, I have kind of got used to making my own thumbnails, so I start from scratch on a clean slate on a new project and I work my way up. So I add in the background, the text, and any other graphics I might need and kind of put everything together like that. So hopefully I will do a little tutorial for you to see how I actually do everything. So once I've uploaded my photo to Canva on my phone, I then like to go back to my desktop because it's easier to edit everything from there. So I click elements, then I click generate your own. So generate your own photo, and just typed in modern white bedroom with window, natural light, cozy vibes, because I want a natural background, something that matches the vibe of my video anyways. And it's not really important too much what it looks like. I just like it to be a bit plain and have some natural light. I'm going to make this super blurry, so it doesn't really matter what you decide. You can literally type in anything you want, or you can choose a photo of your own and just upload it. So I'm going to go into the editor and go into blur, and then try and blur it as much as possible, usually around 60 something. Then I'll go into adjust the color, so I'll reduce the temperature to make it cooler and reduce the brightness because I want the background to be a little bit dark, so everything else can stand out when I go into editing my photo and text. Okay, so now we're going to really put everything together and I'm going to add my picture on there. So this is me adjusting where I want to place my picture. So I'm going to go back into the editor to click shadows and then click outline. I'm going to turn the outline to white and reduce the size to number 6. I usually just use number 6 or 8 depending on how thick you want the outline to be. And then for the Etsy logo, I actually found this on Google and I just downloaded it and uploaded it to Canva, and then I have uploaded it to my picture. And then to get the money side, I'm going to search in elements, money, and choose any symbol I like, which is usually this one. And I'm going to adjust that where I want it to be, and then change the color to a more brighter, vibrant green so it stands out and is eye-catching. I usually do like to play around with different colors in my thumbnails so that people are more likely to click. Now I'm going to add some text, and I usually like to use the text League Spartan, and I'm going to type out what I want. So Etsy digital product ideas, turn that into white, go into effects, click shadow, turn that to black, and increase the transparency to a high transparency. 100% is fine, and increase the blur effect. That gives me my usual text that I like to have on my thumbnails. So then I'm adjusting the text a little bit more to fit the page nicely. And to make things easier when it comes to text, I usually like to copy and paste to keep the same text and font on there, and then just edit it to a number 4, make it super big, add it to the side so that it's visually appealing to click on. Again, I'm going to copy and paste the text because I want that Etsy word by itself, and I'm going to change that to orange, and I'm doing this again for visual appeal, so it makes the text easier to read. You can easily see it's Etsy digital product ideas. It's just more visually appealing. So that is it, guys. These are the rest of the thumbnails that you've probably seen from my channel. If not, then please do check them out. But this is essentially how I do every single one of my thumbnails. It's really not that hard, and I hope this has cleared it up. I did receive a question asking how I do my thumbnails in a previous video, so this is your answer. That is how I do all my thumbnails. Okay, so finally we have step number 7, our final step, which is to download and upload our thumbnail to YouTube. So as you have just seen, we have made our thumbnail on Canva. We've managed to transform our photo from looking like this to looking like this. So I really hope that has been helpful, especially for small channels. I do tend to see some of us struggle with thumbnails. So if you're wondering how I do my thumbnails, I do hope you take some tips and advice from this video. I can vouch that doing my thumbnails this way has greatly helped my channel grow. Of course, you do have to put in quality, valuable content out there, but in terms of opening the door for people to see that amazing content, you need a clickable thumbnail, and that is basically what I do. So let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comment section below, and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye.